started when I was 18. I started work at the factory at Krug to be a fitter and turner. I got the sack anyway, put it that way. And the only job I could get was stand up burn. I never ever dreamt of going underground, like. But at that time, that's the only job I could get, like. But I knew a couple of lads that worked there, like. And I don't know, I just started there, and just after a fortnight, I thought, like, why didn't I do this when I left school, like? And that was it, really. It just seemed to, from one to the other, you know. And I left Stannerburn and I worked at the cement works when they built the cement works for about 8 months, I think. Then I went back to the mines.
Why was that?
Why? Why the work was finished, like, you know, at the cement works, building it, like, the company I worked for, like. So I just went to Stotsburn at Roker, went to work there. And it was okay. But when I first went, when I went on 6 till 12, I had to walk Daysgate on the morning before. You know, I had to be at Daysgate at 5:30 in the morning. So I had to walk Daysgate. And there wasn't much traffic on the road then, like, you had to walk, like. So the quickest way was up the railway. I had to go up the railway. The record is 20 minutes when I slept in, half walking, half running. And then they opened, the same company opened a mine at Redburn, that's at the top end of the road. And we went up there to set that new mine up there. I stayed up there, oh, I can't really remember how long. I would think maybe I would be there 2 years. That's a rough guess, I don't really know, like. You know, and then I went to Blackdown. I was there 14 years. And then British Steel owned Blackdown, British Steel Company. And British Steel went on strike. But we had an exemption from that, like, because it didn't really have anything to do with us, like. But some of them didn't agree with that, like. So I told us we had to go on strike, like. So I jacked. And I went to work for somebody else. I didn't want to go on strike, like. It was a waste of your life, I think, like. Unless you were directly involved, like. But that was a mistake, like.
Why was that?
14 months later, they closed it, like. And I never got a penny, like.
From the new place that you went to?
You know, I went to the new mine, but Blackdown closed 14 months after I left. Nobody saw it coming, like, because they spent a few million on building a new processing plant and all this carry on, like. So I didn't get any redundancy. At the time I could have bought this house with me redundancy, like, just paid it off, like, you know. So I had bars fitted to the bedroom windows, you know, so I couldn't jump out.
Were British Steel based, was it?
Scunthorpe.
Right.
That's where the main place was. But they had a few places in the country, like, you know.
Was it, did they still have a place over in Teesside at that stage, or was it?
I think maybe that was British Steel, but I'm not sure. It probably would be. There was different companies then, when the steel companies, you know. Like Walsingham Steelworks wasn't British Steel, like, you know. There was different places, so I'm not really sure, like. But most places I talked about was like Workington and Scunthorpe, like, you know. So I went to work for a local lad, Malcolm Brown. went into Hope level. I'm telling a lie. I can't remember. No, I tell a lie. He got the contract to open Fraser's house. It broke up. So we put the incline down, you know. And then when things went a bit haywire between him and it was Swiss Aluminium had them at the time, you know. So we went to work in Hope level, this two of us like. So we more or less have our own gaffers like, you know, there's nobody to argue with, like, you know. I was in there a couple of years, like. It was okay, and then I missed a lot out here, I cannot remember, like.
So what, do you think you could describe your sort of average day at somewhere like, you say, the mine that you were just talking about?
Blackdean.
Blackdean.
Yeah.
Could you just describe your sort of regular day, what you would be doing there?
Well, we always did the main drivage with, you know, the main drifts. And you would just go in the morning and muck out, like, fill the trucks with the spoil that was there, like, you know. And then put your supports in and extend your track and pipes if that was necessary on that day, and then you would drill up and charge it up with explosives, and by that time it was more or less the end of your day, like, and then you would fire your shots and go home, like, and go back and tidy all the damage up the next morning, like, you know, if there was any, which sometimes there was a bit, like, but I enjoyed that, like. I don't know why, I just did, like. You know, as many a morning when you got up, you'd want to go to work, like, I mean, you would feel like that many a time if you worked in an office, wouldn't you? You would think, oh, I don't want to go, like, you know, but that's human nature, isn't it, really? But it was okay, like, you know, it was alright, I enjoyed it, like. And then, like I say, after that, and when I went to work for Malcolm, and then he'd had times and we got finished there, and I went to work with a pit at Sacriston, near Sacriston, Nettlesworth. It was an old NCB place, just a small place. And they reopened it, like, you know, and I worked there a bit, not that long, 15 months. 15 months, what is it? And then I come back up here and went to work. I went to work at Cambo and Fraser's house, I worked in there again.